Did you know that weaker legs can begin quietly years before a fall, a walker, or a difficult staircase exposes the problem? Recent research reveals that aging muscles still respond to food and exercise, even when you are 80 or 90. If standing from a chair takes more effort, your balance feels uncertain, or your walking pace slows, this video gives you a practical daily plan. Stay with me, because the most important food is not the expensive one promoted online. By the end, you will know what to eat, what to stop doing, and how to pair nutrition with safe strength practice. Comment below with the one leg task you want to improve most. I will be replying to each one. This information supports medical care, but it never replaces an assessment from your clinician. The problem often has a medical name: sarcopenia. Sarcopenia means the gradual loss of muscle strength, muscle size, or physical performance. Think of muscle like a savings account. Every day, your body deposits new muscle protein and withdraws some for energy and repair. With age, illness, inactivity, and low food intake can make withdrawals larger than deposits. The bigger early warning is less power. Research shows that estimates vary widely, but a 2024 review of community-dwelling older adults found reported sarcopenia prevalence from 5.2 to 50% across 52 studies involving 70,202 people. Different definitions explain that range. Another review reports roughly 10 to 27% among adults aged 60 and older. These numbers do not diagnose you. They show why weakness deserves attention. Here's what happens when leg muscles receive less challenge and less protein. Muscle fibers become less responsive to the building signal from a meal. Nerves may recruit those fibers less efficiently. Walking decreases because it feels harder, and sitting increases because it feels safer. Then the legs receive even less practice. This creates a loop, like a dimmer switch slowly turning down strength, confidence, and independence. But here's the shocking part most people don't know. Muscle loss can remain hidden while body weight stays the same. Fat can replace lost muscle, so the bathroom scale may miss the change. A person can look stable but struggle with stairs, carrying groceries, or recovering from illness. The danger is losing reserve needed for illness or injury. Let me tell you about Margaret, a generic name for a 72-year-old woman. She first noticed that grocery bags felt heavier and that she used both arms to rise from her dining chair. She blamed stiff knees and busy weeks, not muscle loss. Over the next year, Margaret stopped walking after dinner because her legs felt tired. She tried a vitamin drink, but she skipped breakfast and ate only toast at lunch. Her daughter noticed that Margaret avoided outings with steps. Margaret felt embarrassed and feared losing independence. Her clinician checked her medications, nutrition, balance, and strength. Margaret learned that one food could not rebuild muscle without enough total protein and regular muscle practice. She began eating a protein-rich breakfast, adding a serving at lunch, and practicing supported sit-to-stands twice weekly. She started slowly because she had arthritis. Within 8 weeks, Margaret reported fewer hand pushes when rising. Her clinician did not claim one food caused the change. Margaret noticed more confidence, walking, and less fear. Her emotional victory was choosing a plan she could repeat. Comment chair rise and include your age. Your experience may help another viewer. Before revealing the strongest food strategy, let's examine what quietly works against your legs. The first mistake is eating too little protein, especially at breakfast. Here's what happens when dinner provides nearly all your protein. Your muscles spend much of the day without a strong supply of amino acids, the small building blocks in protein. Older muscles can show a weaker response to a small meal, so spreading protein across meals often makes practical sense. But here's the shocking part most people don't know. A low-protein morning can combine with low appetite, medication side effects, or illness. By evening, you may feel too tired to cook a balanced meal. Most seniors do not need a giant steak. They need regular, tolerable portions from foods they can chew and digest. Margaret's toast-only breakfast made her daily total harder to reach. The second mistake is relying on sweet drinks, pastries, or refined snacks as meal replacements. Here's what happens when calories arrive without enough protein. Blood sugar may rise quickly, but the meal provides fewer materials for muscle repair. A sugary snack can fit into a healthy diet, yet it cannot substitute for a complete meal. The danger appears when snacks crowd out eggs, yogurt, fish, beans, tofu, or poultry. Robert, a generic 68-year-old, made this mistake after losing his appetite. He drank juice and ate crackers. His weight changed little, but walking slowed. A dietitian helped him add yogurt, bean soup, and soft fish. His improvement came from a complete pattern, not banning one food. The third mistake is treating supplements as a replacement for resistance exercise. Here's what happens when creatine or protein sits in the cupboard while the muscles receive no challenge. Nutrition supplies material, but the body also needs a reason to preserve or build tissue. A chair, resistance band, or supervised exercise can provide that signal when used safely. But here's the shocking part most people don't know. A supplement can create false confidence. Someone may spend money while ignoring dizziness, pain, nerve symptoms, or a medication problem that needs medical attention. Older adults often have several conditions at once, so natural does not automatically mean safe. Comment "I'm guilty" if you have used a supplement without checking its purpose or safety. Don't worry, you are about to learn how to fix the pattern. The fourth mistake is staying still after a fall scare or a hospital stay without a gradual return plan. Here's what happens when inactivity lasts for days or weeks. The legs lose practice with balance, power, and coordination. Fear then makes movement smaller, which can make normal tasks feel harder. Safety matters, but complete avoidance can deepen weakness. Now, this is important. Sudden weakness, one-sided weakness, a new severe headache, chest pain, fainting, or trouble speaking needs urgent medical attention. Gradual weakness still deserves a clinician's review, especially when it follows weight loss, pain, numbness, breathlessness, or a medication change. Do not diagnose sarcopenia from a video. Now we reach the practical countdown. These 5 strategies work best as a team. They do not promise overnight transformation. They give your body repeated signals to preserve muscle, support balance, and maintain function. The next one may surprise you because it is not a supplement at all. Number 5 is beans, lentils, and other useful plant proteins. Do you know what happens when you add a cup of lentil soup or a serving of beans to a meal? Digestion releases amino acids that enter the bloodstream and become available for repair. Beans also provide fiber, minerals, and carbohydrate for activity. Their protein quality differs from whey or soy, but variety helps people reach a reasonable daily intake. Benefits include affordability, easy preparation, fiber, and a flexible texture in soups or stews. Think of beans as support, not a magic switch. Pair them with yogurt, eggs, tofu, fish, or a whole grain. If chewing feels difficult, use hummus, blended lentil soup, or mashed beans. Research shows that a 2025 review from Newcastle University found some evidence that protein supplementation at or above 0.8 grams per kilogram daily may help muscle mass when combined with exercise. The review also found that strength and physical performance results remain inconclusive. That matters. A food can support the plan without guaranteeing a measured improvement. Use half to 1 cup of beans or lentils at lunch or dinner, then adjust for digestion and medical needs. Start with a smaller portion if fiber causes discomfort. Drink enough fluid unless your clinician restricts it. Within days, expect fullness and steadier meals, not stronger legs. Strength changes usually require repeated exercise over weeks. Number 4 is vitamin D food and testing when appropriate. Do you know what happens when a person with vitamin D deficiency receives medically guided correction? The body can improve a nutrient problem linked with bone and muscle health. Fatty fish, fortified milk, and fortified alternatives can contribute vitamin D. A supplement may help when blood testing shows deficiency, but more is not automatically better. Benefits include supporting bone health and correcting inadequate intake. Research reviewed in 2024 suggests vitamin D may help function when levels are insufficient, commonly below 20 to 30 nanograms per milliliter. The same review says supplementation has not reliably improved strength after deficiency is corrected. Testing and individualized advice matter. The National Institutes of Health Office of Dietary Supplements lists adult upper limits that generally range from 1,000 to 4,000 international units daily depending on age. Do not use that range as a personal prescription. Take vitamin D with the dose your clinician recommends, especially if you have kidney disease, high calcium, or medicines that affect calcium. Robert learned this after buying a high-dose product online. His clinician stopped the unnecessary dose and checked his history. He kept fortified milk and salmon in his routine instead. Within several weeks, he felt no instant surge, but he avoided chasing false promises and improved his overall meal quality. Number 3 is fatty fish, especially salmon, sardines, trout, or mackerel. Do you know what happens when fish replaces a processed meat meal? You receive complete protein, and oily fish supplies omega-3 fats. These fats can influence inflammation pathways, but they are not proven to rebuild weak legs by themselves. Benefits include complete protein, vitamin D in some fish, unsaturated fats, and soft texture when cooked well. Research shows a 2022 systematic review found omega-3 supplementation may improve lower body strength and function in older adults, while a 2023 review found very small strength effects without consistent improvements in muscle mass or function. This mixed evidence supports fish as a healthy food, not as a guaranteed treatment. Try 3 to 4 ounces of cooked fish 2 times weekly if your clinician agrees. Choose lower mercury options and avoid deep frying. Pair fish with vegetables, beans, or potatoes so the meal supports both protein and activity. Over 4 to 12 weeks, expect improved dietary quality. Measure progress through chair rises, walking comfort, and clinician testing. Before I reveal the number 1 solution, which strategy surprised you most? Comment below. The answer may be simpler than the supplement aisle, and it only works when you use it consistently. Number 2 is a balanced protein serving at every main meal. Do you know what happens when breakfast, lunch, and dinner each contain about 25 to 30 grams of protein? Your muscles receive several building opportunities instead of one large evening delivery. A serving might include eggs with yogurt, 4 ounces of fish or poultry, tofu with soy milk, or beans with dairy. Leucine is one amino acid that helps turn on muscle protein synthesis, meaning the process that builds new muscle proteins. Research from a 2023 review in Nutrients describes a practical target of about 25 to 30 grams of protein and 2.5 to 2.8 grams of leucine at a main meal for many older adults. These are planning guides, not mandatory prescriptions. Here's what happens when you spread protein across the day. Meals become anchors for repair, and you reduce the chance that low appetite leaves you far below your needs. Benefits include better protein distribution, easier meal planning, stronger support for exercise recovery, and fewer desperate evening portions. A 2024 meta-analysis by researchers at Shengjing Hospital and China Medical University included 10 randomized trials with 154 older adults with sarcopenia. Whey protein improved appendicular muscle mass measures and gait speed, while whey combined with resistance training improved hand grip strength. The authors also said more studies are needed. That evidence does not mean everyone needs whey. Food works well for many people. Use a protein-rich food at each meal and ask a dietitian to calculate your needs if you have kidney disease, diabetes, heart failure, or unintended weight loss. If appetite is poor, try smaller portions 4 times daily. Within 1 to 2 weeks, you may notice more reliable energy. Tissue and strength changes take longer. Let me tell you about Helen, a generic 81-year-old who disliked large meals. She felt weak after a respiratory infection and struggled to walk from her bedroom to the kitchen. Her family pushed huge dinners, but Helen could not finish them. Her dietitian divided her intake into smaller portions. Breakfast included Greek yogurt and oats. Lunch included soft tofu and soup. Dinner included fish or eggs. She also performed supervised leg exercises, using a stable counter for support. Helen began with very light effort and rested between sessions. After 6 weeks, Helen walked farther inside her home and completed more chair rises during therapy. Her clinician tracked the change, rather than claiming that yogurt caused it. Helen felt hopeful because the plan respected her appetite. Comment small meals if that approach fits you. Tell me your hardest meal. Comment break fast if mornings are difficult. Number 1 is the combination of adequate protein and progressive resistance training. This is the answer many sensational videos avoid because it sounds ordinary. Food provides building material, while resistance tells the body where to use it. Resistance can mean sit-to-stands, heel raisers, wall pushes, bands, or weights. A therapist can adapt movement for arthritis or balance concerns. Here's what happens when you practice a safe movement and then eat a balanced meal. The exercise creates a demand for repair, and protein supplies amino acids. Over repeated sessions, the body may improve strength, power, and confidence. Research shows that the 2024 whey meta-analysis found the strongest hand grip result when whey combined with resistance training. The 2025 Newcastle Review also concluded that nutrition research works best when considered alongside exercise, while strength outcomes remain less certain than muscle mass outcomes. Creatine may support this plan for some older adults. Creatine is a compound stored in muscle that helps recycle energy during short efforts. A 2024 critical review reports benefits for muscle mass, strength, and function in older adults, especially when paired with resistance training. It also says creatine alone is unlikely to improve strength or function. People with kidney disease, cancer, or complex medical conditions should discuss it with a clinician before use. If approved, a common research dose is 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily without loading. That is not personal medical advice. Use a tested product and tell your clinician. Do not expect instant power. Over 8 to 12 weeks, training performance may improve for some people, but results vary. Let me tell you about James, a generic 66-year-old who feared that exercise would worsen his knee pain. He avoided stairs and stopped gardening. A therapist found that his main limitation involved strength and confidence, not an emergency joint problem. James started with a high chair, partial sit-to-stands, and supported calf raises. He ate eggs at breakfast and fish or beans at dinner. After 4 weeks, he could stand more smoothly. After 12 weeks, he carried a light watering can across the yard. His improvement was functional, gradual, and supervised. He still used a rail on steep steps, which shows that progress does not require pretending risk has disappeared. Comment steady steps if independence motivates you. Tell me your next goal. Here's what makes this powerful. The strategies multiply through consistency. A simple day might begin with yogurt, oats, and berries, providing protein and fiber. At lunch, try lentil soup with tofu or a side of cottage cheese, then take a short walk if safe. At dinner, choose 3 to 4 ounces of salmon, vegetables, and a starch that helps you stay active. Before the meal, do the exercises your clinician approved, not a random internet challenge. Here are 3 practical combinations. At breakfast, combine Greek yogurt, oats, and fruit. The yogurt supplies protein, while oats and fruit support a balanced meal. At lunch, combine lentils with tofu and vegetables. The pairing helps raise total protein while fiber supports fullness. At dinner, combine salmon with potatoes and greens. Fish supplies complete protein and omega-3 fats, while the starch supplies energy for activity. Keep portions flexible and respect fluid, potassium, phosphorus, or carbohydrate restrictions. Now, this is important. Speak with your healthcare provider before changing protein intake if you have reduced kidney function. A review of protein and leucine cautions that high protein can increase filtration burden in some people with impaired kidneys, and severe kidney disease may require limits. Ask before using creatine if you have kidney disease, cancer, or take multiple medicines. Ask about vitamin D if you have high calcium, kidney stones, or medicines affecting calcium. Fish oil supplements can interact with some medicines, especially blood thinners. Stop and seek medical advice for severe muscle pain, swelling, dark urine, chest pain, fainting, sudden weakness, or a new fall. If you develop unexplained weight loss, trouble swallowing, repeated falls, book an assessment. A clinician can check strength, gait, nutrition, medications, nerves, thyroid function, anemia, and vitamin levels. Always consult your healthcare provider if you are unsure. You now have the knowledge to support stronger legs with ordinary foods and safe practice. The core plan is simple. Distribute protein, Correct vitamin D deficiency when present, choose fish and plants, and combine nutrition with resistance training. You do not have to accept every loss of strength as inevitable, but you also do not need to chase miracle foods. Comment 1, protein, movement, or checkup to share your next step. Subscribe for practical, evidence-aware healthy aging guidance without miracle promises. In the next video, we will discuss the safest chair exercises for balance and leg power after 60. Share this video with someone who needs this information. You might save their life. Start with one meal, one supported movement, and one repeatable decision today.